First of all, Mr. Ahrensmeyer, I completely agree with you. Whether you realize it or not, I wasn't a big fan of the tax reform, particularly in its initial state, because we were making a huge disparity between C Corps and pass-throughs. So I'm the guy that held out to make sure that we got some measure of relief for pass-throughs. It's not the way I would have done it. I guess what I want to talk about, I think, first of all, I want to thank the chairman for holding this hearing, and I want to point out, I think there's potential for a lot more agreement on this issue than there is disagreement. Part of my frustration here in Congress is no matter what issue you're talking about, whether it's health care reform, PBM reform, tax reforms, I'm always looking at whatever piece of legislation is being proposed as just another Band-Aid on top of a dying patient. I mean, our tax system is a mess. And so I guess what I want, the chairman, colleagues, the witnesses, I'd like people to think outside the box. And I hate the term tax reform. One of my favorite sayings is all change is not progress, all movement is not forward. Just because you're reforming something doesn't say you're making it better. In the end, I voted for the tax bill because it was better than what we had, and it did stop inversions. It did attract, profit back on shore, but it's far from perfect. So I would like to go back to a clean sheet of paper, and how do you design a simple and rational system? And I'll just throw on the table, start with the concept that income is income. I mean, it is just bizarre that we take a look at a different entity, we're going to tax you at that rate versus an individual tax at that rate. In terms of capital gains, rather than just pick a rate out of the air, why not index to inflation to really account for and then tax it at a normal rate? So, I actually did during 2017, the lead up to it, I had my own tax proposal. I called it a true Warren Buffett tax. And the basic concept is you just turn all businesses into pass-through entities. You tax income at the shareholder level. You tax it once at progressive rates. I mean, I'd like to see a flat tax rate, but I think that ship has sailed. I'm not utterly opposed to progressive tax rates, so some measure of fairness, as long as it doesn't, exceed a certain threshold. Most Americans don't believe that the federal government should ever take more than 30% of anybody's income. So I guess I would just like to ask all of the witnesses, if you were looking at a simple and rational tax system, what would be the first thing you would look at? What would be the first thing you'd eliminate? Again, I would eliminate C Corps and I'd turn them into pass-through entities and tax all business income at the shareholder level. And I'll start with you, Dr. Klausing.
I agree that I think we can have a much fairer, more equitable, and more efficient system if we focus on differentials between types of income rather than keeping the rate particularly high. On the individual side, that would mean more uniform rates between labor and capital. On the business side, I agree that we should avoid distortions in organizational form and tax all large businesses similarly. But we should also try to avoid big preferences for foreign income relative to domestic income. And by reducing those rate differentials, we can keep the overall rates high while still raising enough revenue to run the government.
Let me interrupt. When I said income is income, there wouldn't be differences. Everything would be taxed at the same rates. We'd figure out how to do that.
Greetings, friends. This is good news. New rebate checks will soon be on the way for many households. In just a few weeks, distribution will begin, with these payments averaging $550. This is thanks to recently passed legislation in a few states. Top experts have also confirmed that mortgage rates are finally dropping to new low levels. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to find out more about this. Also, do make sure that you do stay tuned. I will be announcing yesterday's winners from the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. In February, over 700,000 Michigan families will receive tax credit checks through the state's expanded Working Families Tax Credit. These checks, which were based on last year's state tax return, are separate from any Michigan state tax refunds for the 2023 tax year. Governor Gretchen Whitmer highlighted that the expanded tax credit benefits half of Michigan's children. Families can use this extra money during tax time to cover bills, provide meals, and purchase school supplies. However, it's important to note that not all Michigan residents will receive the same amount. The distribution of Michigan tax credit checks will commence on February 13, 2024, as part of a $1 billion tax cut package, which was signed earlier in the year. The process is set to take up to 6 weeks, meaning some eligible taxpayers might not receive their checks until the end of March. The payments result from the expansion of Michigan's Earned Income Tax Credit, also known as a Working Families Tax Credit, and each check will average $550 per family. Individual amounts may vary, and some families may not receive a payment at all. The check amounts depend on factors for the 2022 tax year, such as income, the number of qualifying children, and filing status. Michigan's Working Families Tax Credit is worth up to $2,080 for the 2022 tax year. Eligible taxpayers received up to 6% of the credit as part of last year's state tax refund. The recent credit expansion allows 30% of that amount to be refundable, with the February checks refunding the remaining 24%. So most eligible taxpayers will not need to take any action to receive their payment in February. However, since the state will send all payments via a paper check, it is crucial to ensure that your address is current. Also, the Colorado State Auditor's Office has confirmed that Colorado collected more in revenue in the most recent fiscal year than the taxpayer's Bill of Rights allows. This means taxpayers will receive several $100s in refunds. Local news stations say that each taxpayer will receive the same amount, no matter how much they make. Taxpayers will receive $800 each, or $1,600 for couples who file joint returns. Also, friends, according to Yahoo News, this week mortgage rates went down, making it much more appealing for people who are looking at interest rates to buy or sell homes. Freddie Mac has confirmed that the average rate for a 30-year loan dropped to 6.60% from the previous week. This is the lowest level in 7 months since May 2023, when rates were around 6.57%. Home buyers are returning to the market because borrowing costs have dropped by almost 120 basis points since October, when rates were close to 8%. However, experts warn that even with more homes available, there might not be enough to meet the demand. Sam Cater, Freddie Mac's chief economist, told reporters mortgage rates decreased this week, reaching their lowest level since May of 2023. Banks are seeing more buyers as mortgage applications have increased by 10% from the previous week. Part of the demand is from the homeowners who are now selling. In 2023, many homeowners stayed put to avoid selling and buying at higher interest rates. The share of homeowners with mortgages below 6% decreased to 89% from 93%. It is a record low in mid-2022. And according to Redfin, some homeowners are selling due to major life events or because they want a different home or city. Some areas are already reporting that homes are receiving 20 to 30 offers, indicating the potential for bidding wars in the future once again this year. Well, my amazing and most awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Dear friends, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. The winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Paulette Ashford and Montreville Blakely. Congratulations, my dearest friends! To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Also, friends, you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.